Every so often we see the depth of humanity, and we saw the horrors of the Nottinghamshire atrocity, and now just a few days later we see this miserable scene of an 18-year-old man who has survived a shipwreck that should never have happened, a capsized boat that fell into difficulty while the Greek Coast Guard looked on because they have a policy of pushback. And today, Mohammed was reunited with his brother Fadi, who has travelled from the Netherlands, where he lives, to the port in Kalamata, and he embraced his brother in a cage behind bars because the Greeks cannot treat people who have survived a shipwreck, which is their responsibility, which is their fault, except by treating them like animals in a cage. The word barbaric was a word invented by the Greeks to describe people who did not share their language, their culture, and their civilization. But nor do the people clearly in Kalamata. Nor do the people who keep these refugees, these people who wanted a better life, who have suffered so badly at the hands of ideologues and slogan snatchers like Braverman. To keep these people in a cage is not a sign of civilization. This is a sign of brutal barbarism. This is a sign of the end of civilization. If the world that invented civilization, if the world that gave us that word can treat people like this, I've seen it before. Also in Greece. I've seen it before. And it's wrong. And Suella Braverman and her cohort of cronies cannot convince me and cannot convince others, I trust, that this is the right way to behave. This is not. This is wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Now we may say, oh, but there's too many people. Oh, we can't accept this number. That may well be true. But this is not the solution. Pushback and detention and putting people in Rwanda because they like Joseph, who travelled with his, who travelled on his own. Actually, he was taken as a slave, and his brothers came to join him in Egypt. Jesus, who travelled to Egypt as a child. Muhammad, Moses. All of these people were migrants. All of these people were wandering from country to country, were leading their people. And migration is in our history. Migration is etched into our world religions. And we put people behind in a cage, and we wring our hands and hold 3 days of public mourning while the people who are actually the victims are kept in a cage. This isn't right. This cannot be right. Look at this reunion.
تمك ابعت لنا موقع تلاقي شكلك ماشي نحن وراك معاك.
Αυτό δεν είναι η δικαιοσύνη. Δεν είναι πολιτισμένο. It's not right. It's not noble.